Hey guys, it's PM Mathis, your global indie author distributor, and I hope that you've had a great day. Welcome to 2020, right? So I hope it's been a great jump off for you, understanding that it's going to be a new decade. I mean, who really does that? Who can really get behind that? So, I just call this my recap Friday. Just, I have a question I'm gonna throw out here and hopefully, we can, you can leave me some comments and help me answer it. And I'm looking back and forth because I'm on my computer on YouTube Live, remember? And I'm also on Facebook. So it just kind of, I couldn't get it really situated the way I wanted to, and I'm just like using a bigger light tonight. So it's a little bit dark over here. I think I'm gonna work on the lighting. But remember, I go live on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And I am on YouTube under Pamela PM Mathis, right? So definitely move on over to my YouTube page because now I'm live here. Okay, so the question I want to ask, right? So, how do you switch off the hopelessness when you have been doing it the better part of your life? Well, that is my big, huge question for 2020, right? So I know, so I know it's not an easy task. I know that I deal with, rejection and abandonment and fear, all those kinds of things that I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, and especially when it comes to jumping outside my comfort zone. Now, you guys know I'm a public speaker, so that's not really my issue. But what my issue is one-on-one. And let me just give you an example of how this plays out, right? So I walk into my VP's office today at work, and I'm having a conversation with him about just going to the gym, having to switch out my gym hours because we're getting ready at work to transition across, the bridge. And oh my God, it's going to be horrific trying to get back across for my classes. So I'm sitting up there having a conversation with him, and I'm like, at some point you got to cut the conversation off, and it just always really gets weird and awkward for me. So I'm just trying to like ease my way out, but he's continually talking. I mean, I basically said what I wanted to say, right? And so I'm like thinking, oh my God, in my head, I'm playing out all this stuff about I really need to get out of here, right? Hey, Lisa. And so it is just in those moments. Then I get all hot and then I get, really bothered and stuff. And so it feels almost like this hopeless situation that's never going to pass. And I know, just like you, I'm trying to do big things. And I just really want that feeling to go away. But what happens when it doesn't go away? Does that mean that, you don't continue to step out of your comfort zone? Does it mean you don't try new things? Does it mean, that you're never going to be successful? I don't think so. I don't think it means that at all. I think what you have to do is just put your big girl, big boy panties on, right? Because if you want to do something that is outside yourself, you have to feel uncomfortable sometimes. You just gotta figure out how to make it work. So, in that vein, I heard a painful versus uncomfortable situation, and I thought it was very useful for me, right? And maybe it'll be useful for you as well. Because if something, now painful will refer to something that's, really hurting you, something that's making you bleed, or like say your stomach hurts or something, and you just can't make it through. It makes you, so just say your stomach's hurting and you have to go to the bathroom. Now that's painful. Or like, like I say, you're bleeding and it needs to stop, or you've been shot by something, that's painful. But uncomfortable just means something that you just really, like I'm telling you today, it just kind of makes you hot and sweaty and just kind of makes you feel uncomfortable. Not that you're dying from it or anything, but just in the fact of, I'm feeling uncomfortable. I'm feeling uneasy, and I'm just not sure what to do with the uneasiness. Well, for me, I'm going to try to power through, right? I'm going to try to continually engage so I can encourage and motivate somebody else to do the same thing, because that's what the ultimate end game is for living this life, right? There is no reason to think that you're less valuable than anybody else. Now, I'm not saying that I don't deal with that. I'm just saying there's really no need. Now, I am putting myself out here because I think it's just necessary. Because though you may see me and I look like everything is calm, cool, and collective, it's really not on the inside. But I make it look like it is. I make it work, right? So be determined that, if there's something in life you want, if it's big enough, valuable enough for you to go out here and sometimes make yourself look like a fool, then sometimes it's just what you have to do. But in that vein, though, even if you feel like you're just making a total fool out of yourself, and you just feel just like, oh my God, how is this ever going to help anybody? Because even right now, because these are what I'm just like calling, like off the cuff. I don't really like to do anything off the cuff. I like to have things that are planned and concise and that kind of thing. But I think it's just necessary to let people see that I go through things. I'm not perfect. I mess up, screw up, and but I keep going because I'm trying to figure out how to make all of this work. you know I don't have all the answers, but what I do have is ambition and determination to figure a thing out. And that means internally, that means personally, that means even if my head never gets right or gets totally wrapped around a thing, I'm still able to be equipped. I'm still able to walk people through, what I'm saying, and help hold their hand so they can understand that, what, you're not by yourself. It doesn't have to be this unsettling, unnerving thing. And even if it is, so what? At the end of the day, if you've known that you accomplished the thing, then that's all you need to do is pat yourself on the back and say, you know what? It wasn't perfect. Because you know what? Ultimately, life is not perfect. Like all of this rain that we're having to deal with right now. The other night, I was trying to get in my door, and the umbrella just, decided it wasn't going to work. And then, so there you are. So, what do you do with that? You have a conversation with people. You let people know that what, hey, you're still living, you're still breathing, and it's okay. You let people know that hopelessness doesn't last forever, right? The only way hopelessness lasts forever if you choose, to do something drastic, like take your own life or something. But life is you have ebbs and flows of things. We all have times where we feel lost and we feel just disjointed, and just you pray about a thing and it doesn't work out the way you want it to, but yet and still you still have to figure out a way how to put a smile on, and how to engage with people. That's a huge another big part of my dilemma and my dynamic, trying to figure out, trying to gauge how to actually engage people when so much is going on in my head. But I've seemed to have mastered it. Now there are those that know me and can tell me, no, we understand that you're dealing with something. We can see it. It's evident and that kind of thing. But generally, I'm able to, for lack of a better words, kind of stuff it down, kind of, move past it and continue to still function and still work. Now, I'm not saying that to, discredit anybody or make you feel bad about maybe not being able to do that. Because here's the thing, we all have our own vices. Just like I know there's a lot of people that don't like to public speak. It just a little bit of honest truth. I think I kind of like speaking so much because it kind of detaches me from, the people. Now, I don't like parties. I don't like as much as I do networking, I'm not necessarily comfortable with it. So what I do is I tell myself, meet one person, at least meet one person, right? And generally I make a strong connection with the one person. And so it gives me a little bit of, pat myself on the back. I actually accomplished something. So in moments like that, one thing, guys, just do one thing that will get you out of the funk. One thing, it could just simply be telling yourself, you know what, I have the right to feel the way I'm feeling, and you definitely do, and that's another thing you want to make sure of. Feel what you feel, and then move past it. Excuse me. Don't get stuck in the pity of it. Don't get stuck in the, oh my God, my life is not worth anything. And that and I'm saying that, please understand my heart, because I've been there, and I'm saying, and I've had those same conversations. I've had those thought processes, and so it's not an easy thing to have to admit. I've had to, go talk to a counselor. I've, had some great losses in my life, had some relationships break up. And so I'm not, what I project is not all of who I am. And I didn't get here overnight. Let me just put it that way. Maybe that's a better way of saying it, because, generally what you see is what you get. But there's, I've had some work on this head, okay, and on the heart. So just know that it's a process. And a lot of times it is at the end of our lives that it's that like big aha where you really figure out what, you doggone it that you was doing as you were walking through. But we get to a place, and even as I'm, moving on to 50, I mean, I'm getting to a place where I'm realizing that my life and it wasn't so bad. I didn't do such a bad job raising my daughter. I think, she would tell you that I've done a pretty decent job. But in my head, it's always, I could have done this better, I could have done that, and what if this had not taken place, or what if I hadn't have made that decision, right? So don't get caught in the hopelessness of is not ever going to change, because change is the one thing that we're guaranteed of, right? So, like I said, this is just basically, about getting to know who Pam is, what I've, taken in and learned, throughout the week, um, 1 week intervals, and to just to remind you that, I am on, social media, of course, Facebook and Instagram. I have transitioned off of Instagram Live, but I'll probably be throwing up some videos, out there on that as well. But hook up with your girl on social media. And of course, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get my numbers up so I can actually do live videos on my phone. That way we'll be able to travel more. Now, right now, I just got to keep this set up, right? So I can't travel with you here, but I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, and I will be able to move and groove with you. Okay, want to also let you know that I am a published author. I have 3 books. um, You Are God's Love Story, Daddy, You Can Hold My Hand, Ordinary Princess. All of those can be purchased on Lulu, Barnes& and Noble, Books A Million, and Amazon. I am the author of 2 ebooks. Yes, I have gotten that second one done. Just published that one on the 31st of December. The first one is Tolerance No Thanks, the Toxic Person, Place, or Situation. And the second one is 10 considerations to stay in focus. With less, you get more. Now, when you go to Amazon and you're trying to find my books, because I know you want to, look your girl up and support her and buy those ebooks, they are under P. Cohen, Cohen, right? So when you put that, because sometimes it takes a little while for them to come up in the search bar. So, but if you put my um, pen name, P. Cohen, you will pull those ebooks. And those are on Amazon Kindle, right? Also want to remind you that I do worksheets for my live videos. and they are transitioning to my website, which is www dot excuse me dot qpartners.com backs oops excuse me let me rephrase, let me back up. See, this is what life is. You mess things up, you retake. Okay, so that website is www dot qpartners dot wix, which is wix.com backslash pm Mathis. Okay, now want to tell you also that I am into essential oils and want to educate people on the use and the benefits of those. So I'm hosting some classes in the month of January on the 7th, the 16th, the 21st, and the 30th online. These will be live classes on Facebook um, under my Pamela Michelle Mathis page from 8 p.m. to 8:30. I'm only going to keep you 30 minutes. Want to just share with you how I use my oils, why I got started, and hopefully it'll get your mind working, get your mind thinking that you will want to jump on board. Okay, guys, so I wanted to let you know I love you. Remember, we will be on YouTube Live as well. I'm going to get this, because I don't like the way I'm looking over here because it's like the side over here. But anyway, so hey guys, this is PM Mathis, your global indie author distributor. And as always, 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 I want you to what? Be blessed. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later.